we decided to change everything. We decided to change the presentation of the graphics, the gameplay, add completely new elements to it all.
Mortal Kombat 4 is the first 3D Mortal Kombat.
Why did Mortal Kombat go 3D? That's a great question.
I honestly tapped out at that point. I was not a fan of 3D fighters. I looked at 4 and I wasn't really vibing with it.
Going 3D for the video game industry was a little bit like reinventing the wheel, but with polygons instead of pixels.
When Mortal Kombat 4 came out, I was absolutely taken aback that it was 3D.
You know, the transition to go from 2D to 3D is always tricky.
When it came out, I was insulted that there were no longer the photographed actors. Like, this isn't Mortal Kombat anymore. My biggest problem is whenever Mortal Kombat changed, I made the decision as the arbiter of Mortal Kombat that it was no longer Mortal Kombat.
Midway put out War Gods, which was kind of their first attempt at making a 3D fighting game. They take a lot of concepts from Mortal Kombat.
They had a 3D button instead of the run button, but it never felt quite comfortable. And so I was like, I really hope they don't copy this. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. Instead, they added like the sidestep ability.
More like a quick tap and you can dash into the foreground.
In Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, you had the dial a combo system, which was kind of like punching in a phone number. You have to know the phone number to do the combo. But fans were so creative with launchers that popped characters into the air and then comboing them on the way down with juggles, that even those static combos became something that you could use to express yourself as a player. Mortal Kombat 4's combo system was called Universal, where everyone had the same combos, and not everyone had the same special moves, so you could still, weave in special moves into the Universal combos to put your own little spin on them, but it wasn't the same as what you could do in Mortal Kombat 3. Mortal Kombat 4, I think, was one of the games that made the jump to 3D rather easily compared to a lot of other franchises.
It felt like it was not doing things as well as other 3D fighters in that space.
It was just so different. I couldn't get into it the same way.
Mortal Kombat 4 is one of those rare games where I like it a lot more now than I did when it came out. I could tell now that they were like doing something interesting, bringing it into a new era.
Mortal Kombat 4 is kind of that bridge game to what is coming next, right? It's their kind of first attempt at 3D. And so I think it makes sense nowadays when we look back on it to go like, well, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 are such amazing video games. Like, what do you do after that? Like, yeah, you have to strip it all down and rebuild it from scratch, or else you're just making the same thing over and over again forever, and no one wants that after a certain point.
As far as I was concerned, I loved Mortal Kombat 4. Between the universal combo systems, between the weapons, between the characters, the endings.
We had a deal.
A deal? I am not a god of my word, reptile. All deals are off.
I just thought Mortal Kombat 4 was this perfect package, and I played it to death. It's probably the game I've spent the most time in, even more than Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo.